Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we're going to be talking about Nio Stock and why I think Nio Stock is going to hit $100 by the end of the year, and why I think Nio Stock is a very good buy at $45.36. Before I start the video, guys, please make sure to leave a like on the video below. Subscribe to the channel for more awesome content. Join the family, guys. Let's go on our investor journey together. So today we're going to be talking about Nio Stock. And if you guys don't know what Nio actually does, Nio is an EV company based out of China, right? They produce luxury EV cars, pretty similar to what Tesla does here in the States. But today I'm actually going to be talking about why I think Nio Stock right now is an absolute must buy. Obviously, aside from the EV market explosiveness we have definitely seen over the last couple of years, and definitely in the year of 2020, the EV market is evolving in a way where people are now starting to really see the value behind these EV stocks and really what they bring to the table. But Nio in itself is very different among its competitors, and there's many reasons for that. And there's many reasons why a lot of analysts see a lot more upside potential in Nio Stock than they do in a lot of other different EV companies. If we've taken a look at Nio over the last couple of months in its own, it's grown so much. We've taken a look at their sales deliveries, and their sales are continuously increasing month after month after month. We did get a decent insight at their overall earnings in themselves, and yes, their earnings were not horrible, but they definitely weren't that good either, right? So the company's still operating at a loss, but people are optimistic that Nio can actually hit profitability this year if the pent-up demand continues, in China alone. Then people will definitely see a lot more upside potential in Nio Stock in itself. We got a recent study that said that, in just 1 year alone in China, the EV market, overall, the EV market in itself has grown sevenfold in the year of 2020. So that's just absolutely amazing to see how much growth the Chinese EV market is actually going through right now. And analysts actually expect it to continue to grow over the next 5 to 10 years. But a lot of people do argue, what makes Nio different than among its other EV competitors? Well, for me, I think what really differentiates Nio, aside from its innovative purpose, is really its battery as a service. And what do I really mean by this? So Nio focuses more on making sure that their customers can operate, a luxury EV car with a battery, but at a lower cost efficiency. And they do this by having battery swap stations all around China. Essentially, if your battery is running low, you can just stop at one of these stations, swap out the battery in about just 3 minutes alone, and you can just continue on your way. It really makes it cost affordable for people who want to own a Nio vehicle. But there's a lot more things that are really pushing Nio higher, and what's actually going to push Nio Stock to $100 by the end of this year. So if we take a look at it, we already know that Nio Stock, or Nio as a company in itself, is going to be dropping a brand new sedan, which is the ET7, and they are also working on a whole new product line as well. They want to drop a minivan, another SUV, and another sedan outside of the ET7 in itself. So the fact that Nio is already expanding its product line is just absolutely amazing. It really does bring in more clientele, and it really diversifies Nio as a company, because there's not many companies out there who can offer like an electric minivan or even an electric SUV that can be afforded for so cheap. Nio really does put the focus on making sure the customers can afford their actual vehicle in itself, and it really differentiates itself from the competition. But why analysts are actually getting more bullish on Nio Stock, and like I said earlier in the video, is the fact that the EV market in China is just absolutely booming right now, and a lot of people do see a lot of upside potential for Nio because of this. And Nio has made a name for itself. Nio is a brand. A lot of retail investors love it. A lot of big time investors also own Nio Stock. And, a lot more analysts have their higher price targets on Nio. There's a lot of analysts out there who think that Nio Stock is going to hit $100, $75, and it's not even like small-time analysts. These analysts are like Deutsche Bank, Bank of America, Goldman Sachs. And you have to understand, too, that, the company is a premium automotive EV segment and is in China, and it's the largest and most prolific EV market globally. So it's the fact that, that China is such a huge market, which is why Tesla already went over there and started to try to expand over China as well, because it's a market that's untapped and that has a lot of explosive growth, which is definitely going to boost Nio's sales in the short and long term as well. So, Nio has significant upside as it expands into China. Nio having plans to already expand into Europe by the second half of this year, which is a whole nother market. It's a whole nother market that's definitely going to push Nio out further. It's definitely going to give it more brand recognition. And as it continues to expand, Nio wants to expand globally, which is definitely going to push Nio Stock in a lot more upward direction, which is why analysts are actually getting more bullish on Nio as well. And the overall fact in itself is, we take a look at, Nio right now, it's sitting at $45.36, and I think it's an absolute steal for the company in itself. I think the stock is severely undervalued. I think that the stock does have a lot more explosive potential from what people are actually giving it credit for. Now, when it comes to investing into Nio, I do want people to know that, Nio is definitely a patience game. I do want people to understand that, yes, you may have to hold Nio for a couple of months or maybe even a couple of years before you really see the explosive growth. But if you really take a look at it on paper, all stocks have to start in trading in the same way. And, being patient in the stock market is one of the most profitable ways to actually be a successful trader. People see the long-term value in Nio, but most people, when is the last time you may ever see this price? Yes, you may have your ups and downs, but this could be the last time you see Nio at these prices. A lot of people took the opportunity, bought the dip when Nio went down to about $34, $35 because it's not like the bullish sentiment ever really changed on Nio. And people know that Nio is going to be growing for a very long time as the EV market continues to expand, as Nio continues to expand, as it continues to develop its EV, market in itself, as long as it continues to develop the self-autonomous driving technology, making bigger and better batteries, and making sure the cost effectiveness of their vehicles stays low so customers can actually afford their cars. Nio is untapping in a market and really tackling it with a great marketing and innovative strategy. It really differentiates itself from the competition. A lot of analysts have said time and time again that Nio is different than a lot of the other EV companies. It's not every day that you see a company that could have the potential chance to rival Tesla. A lot of people love Nio. Chinese people love to follow their own company, so it does have the backing by the overall Chinese in itself. And as it continues to expand, Nio is only going to get bigger and bigger. It's going to continue selling more cars. It's going to continue dropping more cars, which is why I think right now Nio stock is an absolute steal at $45.36. And why I think Nio stock can actually hit $100 by the end of the year, because people are now starting to realize the amount of growth that Nio is actually experiencing, the amount of work Nio is actually putting into trying to make itself and its brand known all over the world. This is why I think right now is an absolute great time to pick up Nio stock at $45.36. With that being said, guys, that's all I really have to say about the video. Let me know down in the comments section below, guys, what you think about Nio stock. Do you guys think Nio stock will hit $100 by the end of the year?